Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. And before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone, and follow my business page at Brishari. Make sure y'all shop Brishari because y'all, the quality is there. Yeah, but anyway, also y'all make sure y'all go ahead and follow me. If you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe to me, because right now we at 161k, but I'm trying to get to 170k by the end of this year. So y'all please go ahead and subscribe to me. So this is part 2 of the story time y'all been waiting for, to start the part 2 with Joe and what happened when I said who would have known. After that, I thought my life was gonna get better. It went for the worst. So yeah, this is part 2 for that, so let's get into it. So y'all, we left off on, remember I told y'all when he told me old girl was pregnant and all this other stuff like that. I was stressed out, depressed and all that. In the house, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't think, couldn't do nothing. Like literally, he would come over and try to like get me to get up out the house. I wouldn't. He would try to bring me food. I would literally be sick to my stomach, throwing up. If you ever got your heart broke really bad, then you know that feeling. You don't want to ever feel it. It was just the worst. So like he kept coming by, and even though I didn't want him to be there, it's like I wanted him to be there. Like it was so weird. Like I didn't want him there because it's like, you the one who hurt me. I don't want him to be around you. But it's like him being there, it just gave me some type of like, you know what? It probably was me knowing he wasn't with her, I guess. So anyway, yeah, I was just always just stressed. It was like a few days. I can't even tell you how long because it seemed like forever. When you're going through like the worst parts of your life and you just sad, bad, and down bad, you feel like you're going through this forever. So it just seemed like it was so long. It was a few days. So one day he had asked me, because he kept trying to get me to get out the house, like, oh, let's go get something to eat. I really couldn't eat. Like literally, I probably lost a few pounds. And I was skinniest back then. So a few pounds wasn't nothing good for me to be losing. So anyway, he ended up asking me like, what happened? Like, oh, he asked me if we could go somewhere like and leave the house. The first time he asked me, I was thinking about like, okay, I might be up to doing it tomorrow. But I told, the next day came, I was not able to do it. We sitting in the house and we watching movies and I'm just there. Literally, I wouldn't even be scrolling on Instagram, on Facebook, nothing. I'm literally just there. He's sitting on the edge of the bed and he looking sad. He looking like he contemplating on telling me something. So I'm like, just sitting there, I'm not even caring to ask him what's wrong because I ain't got a lot going on. So anyway, he ended up telling me like, there's no baby. I said, He was like, there's no baby. So I was like, there's no who? He was like, she's not pregnant. So I was like, oh. Y'all, when I tell you, it was like, that's the most happy I felt. I was like, what? So I'm like, what happened? He was like, oh, she said it was an accident. Like, she didn't know. That's her first time, you know, because I took her V card. So it was her first time doing it. So she didn't know, like, if she was pregnant or not. So when he's telling me this, I was sitting there. When I tell y'all, I was pissed because I'm thinking to myself, y'all you mean to tell me I've been throwing up sick in the bed, sad for days because this thinks she was pregnant because she had for the first time? How is you cool? You didn't even take a pregnancy test. You didn't have a missed period. So I'm like, didn't she take a pregnancy test? He's like, nah, she just, you know, she thought that, you know, once you, you know, do it, you get pregnant. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, you mean to tell me, for one, you took her V card, like you, because I can't say the word, you took her, you know what, without protection. One, when you knew you with me, that's crazy, that's nasty. And on top of that, you literally, what? I just had a lot. So I'm like, so she haven't had a missed period. She didn't take a pregnancy test. She just assumed she was pregnant. At this point, I said, how old is she, Joe? Because what? So he was like, oh, she's 20. At this point, I think I was probably like 18, 19, one of those. Or if I was 18, about to be 19. So I'm saying, you mean to tell me this 20-year-old woman, I don't give a if you ain't never did it before or what. You mean to tell me this 20-year-old woman thought the moment somebody they get pregnant, how it should be overpopulated in this motherfucker if that's how it works out. I'm like, the fuck you find this dumbass bitch? So I'm pissed off. I'm like, are you serious right now? I'm like, I thought you said so. Now I'm kind of getting loud. I'm like, I set up because I was laying down. I set up because I had to sit up for this shit. I'm like, I thought you said that she took a pregnancy test and like you knew she was pregnant, all this other stuff like that. He was like, yeah, she told me that she did take one. So I'm like, so where's the test? Like, did you see it? Like, I'm confused. I'm like, I just need to know, because don't get my hopes up telling me that she not, and then next thing you know she is. Oops, my bad. Yes, she is. So he was like, no, she said that, you know, that her period was just acting weird, so she just assumed that she was pregnant. At that point, I laid back down and put the covers over my head and went and turned to the wall because I was pissed off. I'm like, don't ever let, I don't care how bad your heart is broke, do not ever let nobody have that much power over you to where you cannot function in life, to where you cannot move, to where you can't get up, to where you can't breathe, you can't do this. Because literally it was, y'all. So I was stressed out. I was just like, I've been laying here all this time for nothing. So I'm irritated or whatever. So he was like, you okay? I thought you would be happy. I'm like, yeah, I am, I guess. I'm like, but I'm just irritated because you made it seem like it was a guaranteed thing. He's like, yeah, I thought so too. That's what she told me. She didn't tell me that that's what she thought. Like this whole time I'm thinking like that's what she thought for real, because her cousin said that she was with her when she took the test. So he was telling me like his homegirl, he was like, yeah, she said that she seen Lele take the test and all this other stuff. So I'm like, so if she seen her take the test, then how, like, I'm confused. Like, let me know what's going on. Is it a test or is it not a test? He like, you could ask her yourself. I didn't want to talk to this girl. I didn't want to reach out to this girl. I want to talk to her because like at this point, yeah, I used to be like a hothead, especially when it came down to like other girls or whatever, or hit a girl up and be like, oh, you know, my man has a girlfriend. Not today, not ever, not never, not again. Because I just feel like, what am I hitting her up to tell her so she could stop talking to him? Because even if she do say, I'm not going to talk to this man no more because he has a girlfriend, he's still going to talk to somebody else because he know he has a girlfriend. He doesn't care. But anyway, with this situation, I didn't want to hit her up because I'm like, okay, maybe she didn't genuinely know. Like, she probably did know. I don't know if she got the boy on Facebook or whatever, but maybe she genuinely did not know that we was together or whatever. So, like, I really can't be mad at her. It's more of me being mad at him. And I just didn't want to talk to her. Like, I was just like, I was cool. So anyway, yeah, so he like, you could ask her or whatever. He was like, but yeah, now the homegirl, she was like, she's saying that it wasn't never no test, that, you know, she was just telling her how she felt the symptoms or whatever, and it was just looking on Google. These hoes acting like, do we like 13, 14, 15, 16? What the f is wrong with y'all? So you mean to tell me that you think that I was just so pissed off. I was irritated. So then he was telling me basically like, okay, so this Thursday that we could go do something. Like, you know, you feeling better. Like, let's get out the house. Like, we've been in the house for too long. You've been in the house. So let's get out the house. Let's do something or whatever. So he was telling me like this Thursday, he was like, because y'all remember he was supposed to take me to John's Incredible Pizza. He was supposed to take me to Jip, but he jipped me and took me to Fridays instead, even though I should have been eating steaks with LeBron James. But anyway, he told me like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to John's Incredible Pizza. Ooh, yay. Even though like I don't mind, I like it, but it's just the fact that it's like, why you couldn't say get dressed up and let's go to a restaurant or something? Like, put on your red dress and your sweet perfume, like something. You could have told me to, I don't know. He was just... So anyway, he was like, yeah, I know you really wanted to go to John's Incredible Pizza. Oh, did I? So anyway, he was like, we could go this Thursday, whatever. So I was kind of wondering, when did he talk to them? Because y'all, when I tell you he was up under me, well, no, dudes make time to be a fucking weirdo. I swear, you would think like, when did the dude have time to like be a shitty person or be messed up or cheat or do this? They make time, because during that whole time of them days him being at my house, when his homegirl would call, he wasn't answering the phone. He wasn't answering for none of his homeboys. He was answering for Stinky Feet nigga, for the Stinky Feet dude. He was not answering for Steve Harvey, Benzino, none of them. He was, if you new here, y'all, these are just fake names. But yeah, he wasn't answering for none of them people. So I was just thinking like, dang, okay, he really serious. He was like, I realize you all I need in life. I don't need nobody else but you. It's you, me, and the world, and we got this and all this other stuff like that. And he kept trying to like do with me, but I wasn't on that type of time, because he was like, we should have a baby of our own. But at this point, it was like, baby, we not finna go baby for baby. Like, it's not finna be no fucking Amina and Tarish going on around here. It's not finna be, oh, I got her pregnant, let me get you pregnant, back and forth. No, we not doing that. So I wasn't, plus I'm sad and I could barely eat. What makes you think I want to take some dick? Are you crazy? So anyway, yeah, so fast forward, now it's Thursday, whatever. Now we're gonna go to our fancy dancy John's Incredible Pizza date. Let me stop saying it so much, because I'm gonna make myself want to go there and get that macaroni pizza. So anyway, so we on the way there, we in the car, he listening to music and stuff like that, and I'm kind of still just quiet, because even though you told me the news about old girl, I'm still kind of skeptical. I'm still kind of like on the edge about it. I'm still stalking her Facebook, because I found her on Facebook. I'm watching all day Facebook, because I want to see if anybody gonna be like, congratulations, my cousin is pregnant. Woo! Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Like, even I was seeing like people hitting up Joe on his wall, like, you good? I ain't heard from you. Where you at, bro? Like, what's going on? You good? All this other stuff like that. So I'm just still stressed, because I'm like, I don't know, he could just be lying to me to get me out the house, and then next thing you know, 5 months later, he could be like, Symone, you want to come with me to another baby shower? Well, I don't know why she would have it at 5 months, but anyway, y'all know what I mean. So I'm just thinking like, you know what, he was just telling me like, cheer up, like you too sad, like you gonna need to cheer up and stuff like that. Like, you know, we need to actually get us a place, you know, we should move, we should just move to Vegas, we should just go. And when he was saying that, it was kind of like, okay, because me and my sister used to always talk about moving to Vegas and becoming dancers or whatever. So he was like, we should just move to Vegas and all this other stuff like that. He was just telling me like, yeah, we should move there. So I'm kind of thinking like, maybe he right, you know. At this point I go on Zillow, I'm looking for places, I'm like, oh, they got a condo. And it's like in Vegas, when you look at Vegas prices, it's like they prices compared to living in LA. It'd be like, baby, we could go out there and live good, because living in LA, it'd be like, woo. Anyway, so yeah, so he just basically saying all this stuff, trying to get me hyped up. It's kind of giving me a little smirk, I ain't gonna lie. He's saying his little jokes, but I'm funnier, so now I'm kind of opening up more and I'm being funny too. He like, there you go, that's what I've been talking about, that's what I've been waiting on. So we in the car and his phone started ringing or whatever. It interrupt the Bluetooth, interrupt the music because it's on the aux. So I'm just like, you can answer your phone, like I'm not tripping, like I'm good, like don't worry about me, like go ahead, answer your phone. He like, no, I told you I'm cutting that part of my life out, I'm not talking to them. I ain't been talking to them in days. I don't know why they keep calling me. Like after I talked to old girl and she told me that she thought she was pregnant, she really not, then you know, like I realized like I don't got nothing to talk to them about. Like if she was, then you know I was gonna have to be there for my baby. And when he said this is making me even more mad, even though of course I would want him to be there for his child, but it's just like, just stop talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. So anyway, we finally get to where we going. We finally there or whatever. We got out the car. Oh, I forgot to mention too, when he told me that we was gonna go to John's Incredible Pizza, because like I said, that was a place where we always went to, but like he told me we was gonna go, and he was like, that Thursday when he did leave, he went and had got us some matching outfits or whatever. So we was matching or whatever, right? So when we get there, we got our cute little outfits on. There's people like, oh, y'all matching, how cute. Everything ain't green, baby. Don't get it twisted. We go on the inside and we eat, we doing this, everything is cool. He kind of like hugged up with me. I'm just more like happy and just chilling vibe, you know. I'm just more in a better mood or whatever. He got his arm around me, everything is straight, everything's solid, right? So we playing the games, and at this point we went to the miniature golf park. Every time when it was my turn to golf, he would put his arm around me or hold my waist, something. He just being touchy with me. So next thing you know, he got his arms around my waist and he just like trying to kiss my cheek and tell me like, I love you so much, man, Symone. Like, man, cuz I really love you. Like, you know, if it wasn't for you, you know, I don't know where I would be, da 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 da. Next thing you know, we hear, infant, is that you? Mind you, if you don't know like gang culture or whatever like that, and Joe wasn't an infant, but like clearly he wasn't a child, but I'm saying like in the gang world, like it would be like baby, tiny, little, infant, newborn, stuff like that. Like that's how they hood names would be. Like say for instance like infant bulldog or tiny Joe or like newborn Joe, like shit like that. But he wasn't an infant though, but just for story purposes I'm gonna say infant, because people be too many people from my past, blast of my past, be DMing me like, girl, I knew that was like that, and it'd be like, please chill out. So yeah, just for the story cases, we're gonna call him an infant, even though he wasn't a little infant, he was a big dog. No, I'm just kidding, that nigga was not no big dog. But anyway, so they was like, infant, is that you? Is that you? So when they said that, mind you, I know his hood name, but like we don't really be around like people from his hood. And he didn't say the whole thing. He didn't say like infant Joe. He just said infant. So when he said that, it was just like, I'm not thinking nothing ever. I'm thinking like, oh, some hood niggas up in here. Let me still hit this thing, you know. But he turned around and he was like, oh, what up, cuz? He hurried up and like, he let go of my waist, but I'm still just hitting the ball. I'm thinking it's somebody from his hood or something like that. So I'm still just hitting the golf ball or whatever, and I start walking towards. I never had looked back. I hear him talking though, and then he like, oh, what you doing out here? Da da da. Like once I heard he asked him, he said, yeah, bro, where you been at? Cause everybody was wondering where you been at. I ain't seen you at such and such house. Talking about the homegirl. When he said that, oh, that's when I swung my golf club over my shoulder and walked over there. Who is that? Who is that? So I walk over there and I'm looking. It's kind of awkward. Oh boy, he with two other dudes and a girl. So I'm just standing there and it's awkward. I look at all of them. They look at me. We just staring at each other. They're like, oh yeah, bro. When I get over there, because at first Joe talking like big, like, yeah, good, da 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 da. But when I come over there, it was like awkward silence kind of. He was just like, oh yeah, like, nah, I ain't been over there. Like, you know, I ain't really go over there like that no more. Like, you know, I was never really over there for real like that. Yeah. So he like, oh, for real? Like, you know, that's crazy, because, you know, you was over there all the time. And now all of a sudden, ain't nobody heard from you. I be like, where's Joe? They be like, we don't know. We ain't heard from him. So he like, yeah, nah, like, that was just like some get money stuff. Like, I don't be over there for real. Like, so, you know, it's no point in me to be there. Like, I don't be there. So he like, okay, bro, that's what's up. You don't be there. And it's probably really getting to the boy like, what is you lying for, nigga? Yes, you do. So he like, yeah, nah, I don't be there. So I'm just standing there. I'm looking at Joe. He look at me, he look at him, we look at each other. Everybody is just confused. So he like, all right then, well, I'ma see you then. They like dap each other up. He like, yeah, I'ma see you. He like, yeah, I see you, I'll see you. Cause he like, yeah, you'll see me. And then we walk off, and we went back to where we was standing at, and it was kind of awkward. So I'm like, who is that? So he was like, oh, who was who? Like, oh, all of them, or like, just cause I don't know all of them. Like, just wait, which one? The one you was talking to? So I'm like, who is that boy, the one you was talking to? I'm like, he had mentioned what's it called house. I'm like, he was like, oh yeah, I met him from up over there. That's their cousin. So I'm like, oh, makes sense. So when he said that, not me trying to be problematic, but yeah, it's giving. I was just like, oh, I was like, okay. So that's why he was confused, because you here with me and not his cousin, because he Lele cousin too, right? He was like, man, don't start with none of that shit. I'm like, I'm just saying, that's why he was probably confused. Like, who is this you with? Like, you know, because you mess with my cousin. He was like, man, like, nah, it ain't even none of that. Like, I really don't mess with her. Like, it wasn't even like that. You told me damn near you love this girl, and all of a sudden it wasn't even like that. Be for real, Joe. So I was just like, okay. I'm like, nah, we good though. We having fun, because I'm going to enjoy my time here. This is my first time being out the house in days. So I'm like, nah, we good. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm not mad or nothing like that. So he was like, you know what? Let's take a picture. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention too. Fast back, rewind back. When we first got there, I kept pulling out my phone because we was matching and people kept complimenting us. So I kept pulling out my phone trying to take a picture. But whenever I be like, ooh, let me take a picture, and I'm not even just talking about with him, I was talking about a picture of me, period. He will always take my phone and be like, let me get a picture. I got you. I'll take the picture of you. If I could find a photo, I'll insert it. I promise y'all I'm going to try to look for this picture, because he took not of me and him, of just him. Of just me. So he kept trying to take pictures of me to distract me from taking pictures with him, and I'm not dumb, so I peeped what he was doing. So at this point, he finally was just like, oh, no, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture and post it on Facebook, because I don't like the energy. Like, I don't like what you're trying to say. So I'm like, I'm not trying to say nothing. And I'm like, I thought you was saying it was too soon, because when we was at Fridays, TGIF's getting into it, you was telling me it was too soon for us to be posting. So I'm like, nah, I'm not tripping about posting nothing. Like, it's cool. He's like, nah, we matching anyway. Like, that was the whole point. We gotta take pictures. Me and Joe used to always match though. So he was like, yeah, that's the whole point. Like, we gotta take a picture. So I'm like, all right, this is me. Front camera. He like, let me see. He grabbed the phone, he took the picture, and we took a picture. He like, come here, act like you love me, act like you love me. So he pulled me close to him, and this is me fake smiling for the photo. Like, we would take some cute pictures, but they would be fake as hell. So we fake smiling for the photos or whatever. And that was that. He was like, yeah, post this one on your Facebook. So I said, post it on yours, because I'm not the one with something to hide here, Joe. So he was like, I'll post this shit. I'll post this. Send it to me right now. Hold on, let me send it to myself. He was like, let me see who you've been texting. Stressed me out, because one thing about it is, it's like, Joe, when I deal with you, we went through this incident before, and I already know, block everybody. Duh. But I'm just kidding. But no, like, it was just like annoying, because it was like, now you're trying to find something. When he said, let me see who you've been texting, he's trying to find something to pick at so he could flip the whole situation on me. So he's like, let me see who you've been texting. And I was like, I ain't been texting nobody or whatever. Like, literally, you've been with me this whole time. He's like, nah, if you ain't got nothing to hide, let me just see. So I'm irritated, because it's like, not you about to start a scene here, and I'm gonna have to call somebody to come get me. My mom, most likely. But yeah. So he like, let me see. So he like, okay, I'm gonna send it to myself. He like, I'm just making sure you ain't been talking to nobody. Because y'all remember when I told y'all when I was going to college and I went to take the assessment test and how he kept my phone? I think I told y'all that story. Anyway, but yeah, it was just annoying. It just was giving me flashbacks like, oh, why was you over here depressed over this man? He is too controlling. This is not where you need to be, baby. So anyway, after that, we still kind of had like after that, he posted on Facebook or whatever. And I posted on mine, because he just kept telling me, post it on yours, post it on mine. I'm like, just tag me. He like, no, post it on yours, because whoever you've been talking to need to see it too. They need to see it too. Just trying to make it something bigger than nothing. And I knew where it was going, so I'm like, let me dead this whole little argument and just post this stupid ass picture on my Facebook, which I was kind of happy to do anyway. Which now that I think back on it, it's like, girl, you're not winning. This because a dog, and he's gonna talk to whoever the fuck, and you're not winning by saying, oh, you're with him on a date matching. You're not winning. So anyway, but back then, of course, I thought I was winning. So I posted a picture too or whatever, and I just kept stalking Facebook. As we still miniature golfing, I'm over here stalking his Facebook, because y'all, them comments was going up. Joe, where you been at? I've been calling you, It's the homegirl. She like, where you been at? Like, what's going on? I've been calling you, all this other stuff like that. So now she ended up hitting me up, because I guess she see that he with me, and he was responding to everybody but her. Because it was some people hitting him up too, like, bro, where you been? Like, such been hitting me. Or they'll respond to her like, yeah, she been hitting me me up asking where you been that whole time. You outside matching da 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 with Symone, blah 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 blah. So he responded to other people, but he not respond to the not Lele, but Lele cousin, the homegirl, the one who house he used to be at. So he responded to everybody. So she ended up DMing me, well, messaging me, whatever. Yes, that's what's called on Facebook, DM. So she ended up DMing me, and she was just like, hey Symone, what's going on? Everything good with Joe? Like, why he been ignoring me? So I'm like, I don't know, you gotta ask him. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. So she was just like, okay, because I just think it's weird. Like, ever since that one night, like, I ain't seen nobody talk to him. So I'm telling him, like, oh, she hitting me up asking about you or whatever. He like, what the fuck she asking about me for? Like, she know I told them, like, after that situation, I ain't got to talk to them about because they trying to ruin my relationship. What? He tried to blame her for ruining his relationship for introducing him to her cousin. For introducing her to him to Lele. He's like, yeah, because nah, she fucked up for that. Because he was like, she always would be in your face. Like, because at this point, I'm like, just respond to her. Just see what she want. Like, that's your friend at the end of the day. He like, nah, because she'll always be in your face. She'll be in your face trying to talk to you. Say, like, y'all cool. Y'all gonna hang out, this and that. Y'all need to get y'all nails done together. Let's go get tatted, this, that, and the third. She'll always try to be in your face. And then turn around and try to introduce me to her cousin when she knew that I was with you. Like, she know what's up. She know what's up. I done told her about you, all this other stuff. And she gonna introduce me to her cousin. That's weird. Like, Symone, she's not your friend. I never said she was my friend. I said she was your friend and that you should hit her up because I don't want her hitting me up. So he just really tried to flip this. I'm just like, you know what? Hit her up, don't hit her up, I really don't care. He's like, yeah, but no, I don't got nothing to say to none of them. Like, that was real shady how they did. Like, that was messed up how they did. Then she gonna lie for her cousin, and she talking about she pregnant and you lying for her. So I start thinking like, oh, that's why you really mad. You mad because you was happy about this motherfucking baby, and then when you realize these was two idiots that didn't know how a pregnancy works, then you realize, ding dong, oh, it ain't no baby, and now you're mad. That's why you're really mad. It has nothing to do with her hooking you up with her cousin. You don't give a damn about me. So anyway, we kept playing games. The night went on or whatever like that. I brushed past it because I don't want to sit up and be talking about them all night, honestly. So that was that. So on the way back home, so a blocked number kept calling his phone back to back. I'm like, answer the phone. He like, nah, I'm not finna answer that. It's probably them because they wondering why I'm not talking to them. I'm not about to answer the phone because I had left her on scene after she said like it's weird that she ain't heard from him, because I don't know what to say. Like, I just told you I don't know, hit him up, so why are you asking me? So he was like, it's probably them, like she weird. So I was like, that is weird for her to be calling you private back to back. I'm like, did you her too? Because I wouldn't be calling nobody back to back like that unless we can. So he was like, man, are you dumb? Like, what are you talking about? See, all of this. Look, you was just being nice to me when I was up under the cover. So don't try to switch it up and be mean now because I'm outside. So yeah, so I was just like, look, I don't care. Like, it's just irritating. I don't want to hear. So he like, put your phone on the aux. Put your phone on the aux. Or what, you got it on airplane mode because you don't want nobody to call you? Because I'll be quick to put my phone on airplane mode. Especially when you're dealing with somebody weird, because it'll be like the most randomest person. Like, your second grade teacher would text you and be like, hey, how you been? And they'd be like, oh, you got niggas texting your phone? They'd be like, this person never texted me before, but for some odd ass reason, they text me when I'm with you, and now it looked like something that's not. So I always would put my phone on airplane mode. But yeah, so he like, let me get your phone on airplane mode. And I'm like, why are you flipping this to me? Like, you really trying to start an argument. So we end up going to the gas station. We end up pulling over to the gas station, and he letting the gas pump, and he get on the phone. Like, if I'm not in the passenger side and I can't hear him, the gas tank is on the passenger side. So he on the phone, he like, man, nah, because that shit was weird as fuck. He on the phone, so I'm like this. I'm trying to listen, because at this point, my phone was on the aux, so I turned that shit all the way down. I'm listening like this, crack the window, hold up. What's going on? Nah, cause that shit was weird. Nah, cause you already know what you did. That shit weird. I'm cool. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, this nigga played me once again, which is like, duh, dumbass. You should have known. So anyway, he get back in the car, and I'm like, who you was on the phone with? He like, what? I'm like, who you was on the phone with? He was like, it was about some money. Like, everything is not always about a bitch. I just asked you who was you on the phone with, JoJo. Don't be doing that. So I was like, I'm just asking because it seemed tense. He's like, it's about some money. Like, I'm losing out on so much money being at your house and da-da-da-da. I'm like, didn't nobody tell you to sit up and be laid up with me as I go through whatever I'm going through? I'm like, I told you I didn't want to be around you. I kept telling you to leave. I kept telling you I don't want you here. You kept coming over here. You thought buying matching shirts was going to make me happy. What? So I'm like, I'm not the reason why you missing out on money. He trying to start an argument, but I see where this is going. I'm not dumb. So while we in the car, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till we get to the house because I don't know his intentions, and I don't know if he'll be weird and try to like put me out on the side of the road or anything like that, or take my phone and just leave me stranded. I don't know what he would try to do because he's done the unthinkable before. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even finna argue with him, but I see what's going on right now. We get back to my house, and he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just go home. Like, I feel like we've been spending too much time together, and like we arguing and stuff like that. I was like, I'm pretty sure. I already could tell that's what you was finna do. He was like, man, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to argue with me? First of all, I see what's going on here. You probably still was keeping communication with that girl, but you posted this picture of us on Facebook for some odd reason. And then she seen it, so now y'all getting into it. That's just my theory. So I was just like, oh, well, it just seemed like you probably got in trouble for posting a photo. Got in trouble by who? See, that's what I'm talking about. Da, 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 da. So this was me. Joe, you could just give me that ring back. You could just give me... Every 5 seconds, it was give me my ring back. I'm like, Joe, you could just give me that ring back. Well, I'm not giving you shit back, man. I'm just gonna go home. I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna get my mind right, get my thoughts together, and I'll come back tomorrow. Like, we'll figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow. So I'm like, man, if you leave, whatever. Like, I'm not tripping. Go, bye. And I was kind of happy because I've been wanting to get on the phone and talk about him and cry to my homegirl. I wanted to cry to Stank. So I'm just thinking, like, yeah, just go. So he ended up leaving or whatever. And I'm on the phone with Stank. I'm crying to her and stuff like that. We going through Facebook. And we made it better because we would go find a girl Facebook and we'll be just doing the dumbest shit. Like, girl, you see these yellow shoes she got on? This bitch is a duck. And I'm like, she is a duck. But like, we just find the dumbest stuff. She just trying to cheer me up. So me and Stank, we just laughing on the phone all night. So I ended up getting a text from Joe. And it was like, I'm going to bed early. It was like, I'm going to bed. Good night. I love you. Suspicious. That's very suspicious. So I'm like, Stank, he just texted me, talk about something. He going to bed. He loved me. That's weird. I was all like, okay, well, call me. I want to hear your voice before you go to sleep. Because I'm just trying to play it off to see, like, if he going to hit me up or not, right? So he didn't call me. So I was like, girl, she's like, Symone, don't even worry about it. Like, no, for real. Like, don't trip off of him. Don't do this. Like, don't keep putting yourself through it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even finna say nothing back to him and all that. Because he was just like, I'm really tired. I'm just literally finna pass out right now. Like, I could barely even type to you. So I was just like, GN. That's all I put back to him. So he like, wow, GN, that's how you acting. So I'm like, ain't you sleep? Because you texting too much. You could have called me and said, love you, good night, you know, but ain't you sleep? So I was like, ain't you sleep? So he like, wow, you finna act like that? That's crazy. See, I feel like we need to have a whole talk. He just texted me paragraphs. I ain't respond. I put my phone on red. I'm not responding because Stank telling me like, don't keep putting yourself through this. I'm like, you right. Because what is we doing? Because clearly you with her or you with somebody and you trying to play it off. Dudes be so dumb. So anyway, the next day go by. I ain't hear from Joe. The next day. And I'm just like, okay. I didn't hit him up either. I told myself I was not finna hit him up. I kept trying to distract myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm not finna hit him up. I'm finna see how long we gonna go without talking because we didn't even get into it like that for us to not talk. What? Give me my ring back. So I'm just like, all right, I ain't finna say nothing. And next thing you know, so when it got to day 2, it wasn't even a full day 2, but it's day 2. I'm like, hold on, I ain't heard from him. This is weird. This dude did not just disappear on me again. Like, are you serious? So I ended up going to old girl Facebook. I'm on the phone with Stank and we doing our investigation shit. I'm like, girl, I ain't heard from him. It's about to be 2 days now. We need to figure this out. I go to old girl Facebook page. I still didn't hit Joe up though. I go to her Facebook and she put something like, my life is ruined or something like that on Facebook. So I said, hold on. She didn't put it that day we posted that picture. She put it like yesterday, the day when I didn't hear from him for the whole day. She like, my life is ruined or some shit like that. So I said, why is this whole life ruined? Who ruined her life? So I'm like, wait, what is this? This is weird. So I'm like, let me try to call him. Because I'm on the phone with Stank from my house phone. So I'm going to try to call him on my cell phone. I tried to call him on my cell phone. It went straight to voicemail. So I'm like, that's weird. It went straight to voicemail. This nigga blocked me. So now I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm texting. I'm like, you a weird. All you had to say was da-da-da-da-da. But I'm thinking like, now he cut both of us off. I'm thinking like, he must have cut me and her off. And this bitch stressed out or something. I don't know. Girl, stressed about a man? Like I wasn't. But I'm just like, cussing him. I'm writing a whole paragraph like, you're weird, da-da-da, fuck you, all this other stuff. He didn't respond. It wasn't left on red. And I'm thinking too like, duh, he blocked you, stupid. So I'm thinking like, he blocked me. So at this point, I'm like, okay, that's weird. Like, that's weird because why? He never would just block me. Like, that's strange. So I'm still just stalking the girl Facebook. I try to call Joe again. It's not answering. He not answering. It's going straight to voicemail. I'm still stalking her Facebook. And she put, I love you with a sad emoji. So Stank was like, did you see this? Did you see the I love you with the sad emoji? So at this point, my heart is beating fast as fuck because I said, they done got Joe. This is what I'm thinking because her Facebook is really just sad. She posting Amanda Perez, God send me an angel. I said, this whole Facebook is sad as shit. What's going on? So Stank is like, hit her up and see what's going on. So I said, nah, I ain't finna hit her up. But I'm like going to all his friends. I'm like, I went to his Facebook. I don't see RIP or nothing like that. So I'm like, what is going on? Why is this hoe just really crashing out over this nigga? Like I wasn't. But I had a reason. We go way back years, boo. You just met him like a month or two ago and Yeah, anyway, so I'm just like, what is going on? I'm stressed out because I'm sick. I'm like, you know what, I'm about to hit his mama up. So I'm like, let me hit up his people. I hit up his mama, and I was like, hey, have you heard from Joe? And she was like, hey, no, have you? So I said, no. I'm like, but I'm just concerned about things I'm seeing on Facebook. So she's like, what you seeing on Facebook? Because mind you, like I said, ain't nothing he posted. Ain't nothing nobody posting on his wall. So what are you seeing on Facebook? So I was like, oh, nothing. If you hear from him, can you let him know to call me? So at this point, I'm finna drive past his house because this is weird. Y'all drove past his house. I drove past Steve Harvey's house. I went to his hood. I drove over here. I'm driving everywhere. I don't see his car. I'm like, this is weird. This nigga just upped and left both of us. It was probably a third person. My head is going crazy. I'm thinking like it's a third person involved, and we both are dumb because we thought we was the only two. He done left both of us, and now he's with this third person. My mind is going everywhere. I don't know what's going on because I'm like the mama is in on it because she trying to play like she ain't heard from him. But whole time he done ran off with the third girl. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm just really stressing myself out because I'm like, this is weird. So I'm over here posting on Facebook because I was a Facebook ass bitch. Y'all. So I'm over here posting on Facebook like niggas weird as fuck and that's crazy. Da 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 da. I deleted my picture off Facebook, all that shit, right? So when I posted like niggas weird as fuck, like single again, back on the grind, because I will always, it doesn't matter if Joe be like, man, I'm done, I'll be like, whoops, update on Facebook, single. I would be quick. So I posted that or whatever. So next thing you know, I'm still just trying to figure it out. I'm on the phone with Sting. I'm like, girl, I could not find him. I done drove all over LA. I don't see his car, nothing's going on. Like, I'm still checking his Facebook, she checking and stuff like that. So when I get home, I ended up going to my DM because I was like, fuck it. I really did not want to hit up old girl, his homegirl. But I'm like, I think I'm about to hit her up because it just got to that point. Before I could hit her up, y'all, lo behold, I see a DM from Lele. Lele? Not the same Lele that was fucking on my nigga. Not that Lele. Oh yeah, it was that Lele. So I'm like, Lele. So I'm telling Sting, I'm like, girl, Lele messaged me. She like, what did she say? But my heart is beating so fast and my hands are so sweaty. I said, I gotta sit down. I gotta get to my room first because I couldn't breathe. You know, I was having an anxiety attack. I gotta see what she just said to me because after all this time, this girl ain't hit me up. So it's good to know I wasn't the only one stalking her Facebook. She was stalking mine too. So she ended up messaging me and she was just like, what's your number? Her what? I was ready for a call. So I sent her my number and I was like, call me. And she left it on scene. She didn't say nothing back to me. She didn't respond. She didn't do nothing. She ain't call. I'm stressed out. It's been hours. I'm like, this bitch ain't never had call. Now call me. So I had ended up messaging her and I said, why'd you ask for my number? What's up? With a question mark. Like, what do you want? So she still didn't say nothing, right? Next thing you know, I start getting a phone call from a random number. I'm like, a weird number calling me. Mind you, not after I had messaged her though. This is probably like hours later still. So I get a phone call. It's a number. It's like a 888-777, whatever. Weird area code. 713. Actually, it's a 713 area code. If you know, you know. That's Texas, I believe. So 713 area code. I'm like, I don't know this area code. Who is calling me? So I'm thinking like, this is her. This is her. So I answer the phone. I'm like, she like, put it on speaker. Put it on speaker. So I'm like, okay, hold on. I put it on speaker. I'm like, hello? It was like, hello, you have a collect call from Joe. Yo, I was screaming. I said, Joe is in jail? But then it went from Joe is in jail to Joe is in jail. Now neither one of us got, no, I'm just kidding. But y'all, so I'm like, Joe is in jail? So I'm like, what the fuck? She like answer the phone. I'm like, I don't even have no minutes on my phone. What the fuck how I'm finna answer it? But when I had it was like to accept this call, I'm like, let me just see, because I'm like, I don't have no minutes, I was gonna hang up. I pushed to accept it and it went through like it said I had a balance. So I'm like, who the fuck put minutes on my phone? So I'm like, hello? And I'm like kind of shaky. He like, man, cuh. I'm like, Joe, is this you? Who the fuck else would it be, Symone? He was like, yeah, man. See, he was like, I've been trying to get a hold of you for the longest. Like, everybody was acting like they couldn't, like, give me your number. I couldn't remember your number by heart. So I'm like, so how did you end up getting my number? He's like, the homegirl had the homegirl hit you up and get it. Because he didn't know I was stalking her Facebook. And I don't know if he knew if I got a good glimpse of her. But when I seen her that night in that room, I knew this was her. So I'm confused. So I was like, oh, that's who hit me up. I was like, that was your homegirl? He's like, yeah, like, that was my homegirl. I had her hit you up and get your number and put money on your phone. This hoe put money on my phone? So I said, ain't that Lele? He was like, yeah, man, but that's neither here nor there. So now I'm even more irritated. You remember Lele's number by heart, but not mine? So I was like, Joe, what happened? Like, what's going on? He was like, man. So he was like, that night when I had went to go, when I left from your house or whatever, and I texted you good night, he was all like, I was going to sleep and I couldn't sleep because you was stressing me out. he was like, you was stressing me out when you didn't want to reply to me, so I really couldn't sleep. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna just go for a drive. He was like, but I ended up just going to my car, you know, to just puff puff. He was like, so when I went to my car, I was sitting there, and next thing you know, Lele and her cousin pulled up. The boy, not the girl who house it is. He was like, but the boy, one of the boy one that I was getting money with. He was like, he pulled up and he was just like, what's up, bro? Like, you trying to get some money? Like, we finna go do something. I was like, so how did they just know you was there? He's like, they didn't. They was coming to my house. I'm just thinking like, but how would they know that you was at your house if you posted a picture with me that night? He was like, Symone, listen to the story. So they came to my house and he's like, you trying to make some money here? And I was like, yeah, but look, I don't even know what's going on. I'm thinking like, why is this nigga saying all this over a collect call? A recorded line. And he was like, yeah, I don't even know what was going on. So like, you know, we ended up hopping in the car or whatever, you know, and we ended up getting pulled over, and it was just a lot that happened. One thing led to another. We got pulled over, my car got impounded. Y'all want to see, do y'all just hear what I just said? Let's take some time, y'all, please. He said they pulled up, he hopped in the car with them, they got pulled over, his car got impounded. When the f did you get in your car? So I'm like, Joe, when did you get? One thing I don't lie to me, because I be picking everything about the conversation. So I'm like, Joe, wait, but when did you get in your car? So we end up getting my car. So yeah, my car, their car, whoever car, it don't matter. So they took my car or whatever. He was like, yeah, and Lele was there. She was crying. She ended up like telling me her number. She just yelled it to me when I was getting handcuffed. So that's how I remembered her number or whatever. He was like, but I've been trying to get in contact with you, and today's the first day I called somebody. Like, I've been being processed in or something like that, he was saying. So yeah, I'm just like, oh my God, so where are you? He like, I'm at Wayside. He was like, man, I don't know what's going on. I gotta get up out of here, like, da-da-da-da. So I was just like, that's crazy. So I'm like, are you gonna try to bail out or something like that? He like, yeah, that's what I need you for. What? He like, yeah, that's what I need you for. So I said, what are you talking about? He's like, I need you to go pick up some money from my sister and go bail me out. So I was like, oh, I can't do that. He's like, why am I, Joe? I don't have a job. I can't sign nothing. And even if I did, I wouldn't be signing shit. Y'all know how I feel. Don't put a Starbucks soda in my name. So I was like, oh, Joe, no. Yeah, I don't have a job, so I can't do that. He was like, all right, well, if you could pick up the money from my sister and take it to my mom. Why the they can't take it to each other? So I'm just like, what? He was like, or take it to the homie. Somebody is gonna bail me out. Just go pick up the money, and then after that, I'll tell you what to do with it. So I was like, Joe, it's late in the day. I'm not picking up the money right now. He's like, all right, well, just do it in the morning. But I need to get up out of here. Like, you gotta go. You got me? Can you do it for me? Can you do it? So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I got you, whatever. So he was like, all right, cool, thank you. So next thing you know, he ended up telling me, he was like, you know what, can you text this number? And I texted his sister, and he's like, can you just go get the money right now? So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go get it. So I ended up going to go get the money from his sister. She gave me some money that he had her holding or whatever. So I'm like, all right, what you want me to do? He's like, tomorrow, he's like, I gotta make more phone calls, and then I'll figure out everything to see who gonna bail me out, whatever, and then I'll let you know what to do with it. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm just like, I love you, Joe. And he like, yeah, I wish you would have told me that other night. I wouldn't be in this situation. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. So fast forward, it's the next day, whatever, right? He ended up calling me again. He was just like, yeah, okay, I know where I need you to take the money to. So I was like, where? He was like, can you take it to the homie house or whatever? Like, take it to my homeboy. And I was like, who? He was like, man, Symone, don't be mad, but I'm gonna need you to take it to old girl house, the cousin house. So I was like, you need to take the money over there for what? He was like, because they gonna bail me out. Like, they got somebody, they mama gonna put her name down, her house up for me, whatever, I don't know. So I was like, okay, whatever. He's like, yeah. He was like, and she gonna give you some in exchange too. So yeah, but don't worry about it. He was like, and I already know it's not gonna, don't be on nothing like that. Don't go over there trying to fight Lele or nothing like that, because you know, or try to confront her. I'm like, it ain't no need for me to confront her about nothing. Like, I'm not worried about that. So y'all, so I ended up leaving to go take the money. I'm on the phone stinking. I'm just telling the girl, I'm like, okay, I'm outside, right? Y'all, tell me the fuck why they sent Lele outside. So Lele come outside looking like she done went through a lot. She looking how I was looking a few days ago when I was in the house sick, thought she was pregnant. So she come outside, you could tell she was crying and stuff like that, and she got his chain in his hand or whatever. So I'm just looking like, the fuck you want to brag that you got his shit? When she finally, because it took her a long time to come outside, and Joe ended up calling me back. So Joe is on the phone, right? And it's on Bluetooth. And it's like, I have my Bluetooth up and I rolled down the window. So when she walking up, you could just hear Joe like, man, I really love you, Symone. And da-da-da-da-da. And you mean the world to me. You mean the world. No, he didn't do all that. But he like, you mean the world to me, Symone. I love you so much. And I don't know what I would do without you. I had that shit loud. And I probably was doing it on purpose. I'm not even gonna lie. But it was like the way her face was looking, just like trembling. So then when she came up, she was like, Symone, but I know she could hear it. I was bumping the fuck out of that conversation on my aux. Yeah. So she came up to me and she was just like, it's Symone, right? And I was like, huh? But mind you, I didn't, he clearly didn't hear her, because he was like, you heard me, baby, I love you. And I was like, oh, I love you too. And so I was like, hold on. So I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, it's Symone. So he like, wait, who is that? So then I was like, she was like, oh, yeah, Joe said to give me the money, or give us the money so we could like bail him out or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah. And she was like, oh, and here, he wanted you to have this, and she gave me his chain. Remember the new chain he was excited about that I didn't compliment him on? So I'm like, okay. So then he was all like, he got quiet. So I was like, Joe, you want me to get him all the money? I just wanted to be messy, let you know it's him. So I was like, Joe, you want me to give them all of it or what? And he was like, just keep, he told me to keep them out for myself. He was like, just keep like 5 for you. So I was like, okay. And then he got quiet. He was like, who at the car? And I was like, what's your name? And she was like, it's Lele. And I was like, Lele? Somebody named Lele? Not me playing dumb, like I don't know who she is. I didn't want her to know that I knew who she was. So I'm like, somebody named Lele. So he was like, he got quiet. So I'm like, Joe, hello? Then I just gave her the money and she just walked off. So I was just like, and I started driving off. So I'm like, I'm finna hang up. And he was like, you still there? I'm like, no, I left. I drove off. So he was like, oh, my bad. The phone's just tripping. Like, it was just going in and out. So anyway, I'm sitting around waiting. I'm thinking like, okay, they're going to bail him out. He'll be out any minute now. I'm not hearing from him. So I'm thinking like, oh, he probably already got out. I keep stalking old girl Facebook. I'm stalking his Facebook and all this other stuff like that, right? So next thing you know, the girl who house it is, she ended up hitting me up and she was just like, hey, if you talk to Joe, can you let him know like something happened? So I'm like, what happened? And she was like, basically, because her cousin, mind you, the cousin that he went to jail with was out. So he like basically, because my mama put her name down for his bill, she can't do it for his too. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, maybe y'all should tell him that when he calls. Cause why am I gonna tell him? Like, it makes sense for y'all to tell him. She was like, okay, yeah, just make sure he call, like let him know to call me or whatever. I don't got no minutes on my phone, but yeah, just, or if he call me on 3-way, something. She was just saying. So I was like, okay, whatever. So he ended up calling me and he was like, hey, can you try to hit up such and such for me? Because I've been trying to call them all day and I ain't been reaching them. Last time I talked to him, like I ain't heard from them. So I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, she actually hit me up and told me that her cousin is out and that she want to know if you could get somebody else to do it, because basically her mom already put it down for him. So he was like, wait, he out? I was like, yeah, he out. He was like, ain't no way he could have got bail. So I said, what you mean by that? And he was like, ain't no way. So I'm like, what happened? Like when y'all got put over? He was like, I can't really talk about it. He was like, but you already said a lot the other day over the phone. So he's like, I can't really talk about it. He's like, but nah, that's weird. That's weird. He was like, so what's going on? I'm like, she said to try to call her on 3-way. He's like, yeah, call her. So I ended up texting her at first. And I was like, hey, I'm about to call you Joe on the phone. She said, okay. Y'all try to call, she did not answer the phone. She's not answering the phone. So I'm like, did you talk to any of them? He was like, nah, like that's weird. So I'm like, I don't know, like I don't know what to say. He was like, nah, I'm gonna try to call, like I'm about to try to call Lele or whatever. So I'm like, bye. I hung up because I was irritated. I don't want to hear you trying to call her. Fast forward, he trying to call Lele and he told her, she answered the phone, right? So she basically telling him like, oh, I don't know what's going on. They not really putting me in the loop and all this other stuff like that. And I don't got the money no more because I gave it to them because they told me to give it to them. Y'all, just a whole lot of bullshit. Lele on Facebook posting free my man. So here go me being petty. I took a picture with the chain on and I'm over here. I'm just doing the most. It was never that serious. It was not called for. I don't know why I was doing all that. So I'm over here and I'm posting just pictures with his chain on and stuff like that on Facebook and then all this other stuff. So yeah, it was just like tit for tat posts. Like she was posting like, my love of my life is gone, all this other stuff like that. Like, girl, just put free and stop acting like he gone. For real. So anyway, so we doing tit for tat Facebook post back, right? So he calling me and he'll call me and be like, man, you post a picture of my chain on? I'm like, yeah. And he like, man, cause yeah. I'm like, why does that even matter? Ain't you trying to get out? Like, who's about to sign this paper and give this money for you? So I'm like, so what's going on? You want me to go get it? He like, nah, she telling me like she don't know what's going on. He was like, man, I think some weird shit happened. Like, I really think some weird shit just happened. So I was like, why you think that? He was like, because like now they saying like, she's saying like she ain't heard from the cousin, like the cousin took the money and then she ain't heard from him. He talking about he about to be on the run, all this other stuff like that. So I'm like, so they just took your money. So I'm like, so basically they took your money and you ain't finna get out. He like, nah, I'm getting out. They wouldn't do me like that. They wouldn't do me like that. So I'm like, Lele is setting you up. He like, why would she set me up, Symone? She would not set me up. I'm like, she's setting you up. She know where that money at. She got a cut of that money. He like, why would she set me up? If she was setting me up, she wouldn't even have gave you my chain. I'm like, because that's probably because she didn't know they was setting you up, but they clearly set you up. Because I'm like, it don't make sense how you're in the house with your cousins, but you don't know that your cousin is running off with your man, my man's money. Come on now, be for real. So he getting mad at me. We arguing on the phone like bad because he trying to say I'm just mad and all this other stuff like that. And after this, he ain't gonna deal with her. But right now, he got to talk to her, and I'm just making it hard. And if I keep doing tit for tat stuff, then it might make it harder on him. Boy, whatever. I'm just like, whatever. Like, you doing too much. Like, I really don't even care. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't care. He like, man, for real, like, you know, let's just do this for me. Da 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 da. Stop all of that Facebook stuff like that. And don't you go hit her up saying like she's setting me up. I'm like, okay, but she is. He just so mad, y'all. He would call her and it would still be the same runaround. I'm hitting up the cousin because I'm like, the girl cousin or whatever. I'm like, hey, Joe said he been trying to call y'all not answering. She like, okay, my phone don't be working for real. Like, when you try to call me, I couldn't answer. Like, I tried to click it, it didn't answer. She just making up all this stuff like this. So I'm just like, they weird. I'm not finna get involved because this don't have nothing to do with me. But yeah, they ran off on little bruh. Yeah, Joe, they ran up on you. Y'all, at this point, it's been like 4 days this nigga sitting in jail. When it was coming down to that weekend, actually, like the Saturday, and he was still gonna be there, I'm like, you still there, bro? Like, I'm like, you want me to book a visit to come see you? He was like, nah, because I'm gonna be out. They giving you the runaround. She said this cousin is about to be on the run. You talking about ain't no way he could even be out right now. He clearly snitched on you. He on the run, took your money, Lele's in on it. Yeah, so when I was asking him if I could come see him, he was being weird. Like, he was like, you know what, come see me the next weekend. Come see me the next weekend, y'all. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna come see you the next weekend, y'all. I'm like, all right, whatever. Not thinking nothing of it. We fast forwarding this because at this time, he's still getting played. So I'm still stalking old girl Facebook. She's titting for tatting or whatever. Y'all, tell me why on Sunday. Tell me why on Sunday this hoe posted. It's not on Sunday morning, but Sunday evening. Not the afternoon, but the motherfucking evening. This whole Lele posted on Facebook like, my weekend was amazing. I'm so happy I was able to see my man. Who her man? Who her man? So I'm like, Stank, because mind you, at this point, I would only tell, like, I would tell people my business a little bit, but like Stank be the main one, like I would honestly like really vent to and be telling everything to for real at this point. So I'm like, Stank, who her man? Stank, who is her man? Who did she see? So I'm like, ain't no way. And I'm thinking about it, wait. Saturday and Sunday, I did not hear from this boy. Like, he blowing my phone. Like, usually he calling my phone back to back to back to back. He kept having Lele put money on my phone. She refilling my phone because, you know, all you got to do is go to the police station and do it like that. Or I don't know if you could have called at that point and did it. I don't know. But Lele's putting money on my phone. So he's not calling me back to back like he usually would be. So I'm thinking like, did she go see my man? They like, what do you mean your man? You went, what? So at this point, I'm like, should I hit her up? So Stank like, nah, don't even hit her up. Don't hit her up or whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm not even finna hit her up or whatever like that. I'm not gonna say nothing, right? So now we finna tit for tat back on Facebook or whatever. So I'm like, dang, who going to Wayside this weekend? I don't want to drive way out there by myself. But this would have been my first time going out there. Like, I never went up there to see nobody. This before the whole goofy situation and I was carpooling with randos. So I'm like, who going to Wayside? And it's just random people. I wasn't finna like carpool with nobody, no way, because I really didn't want to do that. And I have my own car. So I'm just posting little stuff because I want her to hit me up, but she's not hitting me up, right? So he not really saying nothing to me about it either. Like, every little petty little thing I'm doing on Facebook, I'm posting old pictures of us, and I'm even being funny like her. I'm posting Miranda Perez, God send me an angel too. Not just you, I'm posting it as well. So y'all, I'm just being petty. I'm doing it back and forth. He not saying nothing to me the whole week. He just like, yeah, I can't wait for you to come see me. The conversations would be like kind of awkward, but like he'll just be telling me how much he loved me, all this other stuff like this, right? So fast forward, it's the weekend. It's time for me to go see Joe, right? I drive up there on Saturday because I'm gonna go see him Saturday and Sunday, right? But anyway, so I end up going up there, right? The first day I go see him, I'm stressed out. Once I got up there, I'm like, oh my God, this is really about to happen. I took a picture of the outside of the jail because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post this on Facebook and be like, BRB guys, going to go see my boo. You know, just doing the most free Joe, doing the most free Joe exotic, just doing the most. So I go up in there, left my phone in the car, of course, because you can't take it. I don't know how them girls be getting it through. Maybe they stick their ass. I don't know. Like, okay, I can't take my phone in. So I'm on that bus. I'm stressed out, writing his name on. When I was writing his name on a little paper, I'm like, oh my God. Stressed out, I'm on the bus, because, you know, they take you, if you ever been to Wayside, you get on the little bus and they drop you off at the little different dorms, I guess. So I'm stressed. I go see him. Conversation, he had a biggest smile on his face. He's so happy to see me. We talking, everything is cool. He telling me about how much he loved me, putting our hands to the glass. Oh, everything was perfect. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna come back and see you. Was it back to back? I think it was the exact next day, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come back to see you. He's like, yeah, I love you so much, man. This visit was short. Oh my God, I needed more time. You my baby, you my girl. When I get home, I'm about to get out, you know, like, because the money is coming. I got court next week too, so I just wanted to get out before court, but don't even worry about it. I'm about to be home. We gonna move to Vegas. I'm like, I love you, Joe. I'm crying in there. He fake crying too, y'all, right? Let's fast forward. I put on Facebook, had an amazing day with my man. It was wonderful. Visit was perfect though, y'all, right? So Lele liked my post on Facebook, and how bad I wanted to tag this hoe and say, bitch, you like it? I didn't, because I wanted the delusion. I wanted to live in my Delulu world. We had a great day. He probably had that hoe come see him so he could break it off for her. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm getting ready, going to sleep early, getting ready to take this long drive the next day by myself when I'm not even good with driving on the freeway. My car ain't even that much up to Paul to be driving way out that way. I'm just, you know, getting ready. I'm excited, right? Get cute, go. Start driving. He called me in the morning like, oh, I can't wait to see you. You on the way? I'm like, I'm on the way, Joe. Hold on, I'm coming. Right? Y'all, get to the jail, same thing. But this time I'm more confident. I'm just excited. Like, I was just here. Yeah, back to back, spending gas money I don't even have to come see this man. I go up in there. Conversation is cool. He looking so just weird. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, did you get into a fight or something? Somebody push you? Like, why are you seem so down? He was like, Symone, I love you. You know I love you, right? So I'm like, yeah, I love you too. He was like, and I want what's best for you and me. And I was like, I want what's best for us too. You know, Joe, I'm like, I'm here. You coming home next week. We moving to Vegas. He was like, I might be looking at some serious time. And honestly, I just don't think that you the one that could hold me down. I said, I took the phone from my ear. I started hitting it against my hand. Joe, hold on. What did you say? I don't know if I heard you right. I'm putting my hand on the glass. Touch my hand, Joe. Touch my hand. He was like, yeah. He was like, Symone, you just too much. Like, you know, you be wanting to be outside with your friends. You be wanting to party. You want to shake your ass. You want to post certain type of pictures. You just... This, y'all. He's like, I just been having a lot of time to think, and honestly, you not ready to settle down and be nobody's wife. You not ready to be just committed to me. Like, you know, we've been through so much, and you had time to show me like you really want to be with me, and you know, you always just do your own thing. Like, there's no reason why. Like, why'd you have to that nigga talking about 7? Why'd you have to that nigga? I'm like, months ago, what did you talk, Joe? We wasn't even together. I'm so confused. I'm like, Joe, what are you talking about? I haven't even seen her talk to him. He like, nah, but like, you know, it's just weird, because it's like, you know, even if we broke up, like, you should have been there waiting. Like, we should have worked it out, but instead you was just okay with just moving on and hanging out in the hood and talking to that dude. It's like, you know, it was just too much. So I'm like, Joe, we was broken up and you was doing your own thing, literally doing your own thing. What are you talking about? I'm like, and we broke up because ring-a-ding-ding. I don't know if you remember, but you cheated on me. I went to your house and it was a girl there that spent the night. Do you remember that? So I'm like, Joe, you had cheated on me. And he was just like, yeah, but like, you could have fought through that. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not ready to just stick by somebody's side. Y'all. So I'm like, what? I start tearing up. He was like, don't do all that. Don't do all that. Like, it hurt me to even say this. He was like, but honestly, Lele really loves me. The bitch eat your ass or something? What, Joe? He was like, Lele really loved me. He was like, she really loved me, and you know, she really for real with me. And he was like, and then I was her first. Like, I just can't do her like that. He was like, and then the back and forth on Facebook, like, you be really hurting her feelings and all this other stuff like that. Like, I just can't, like, and I was gonna try to be nice and just be your friend, you know, but I can't even do that because you be just doing too much and all this other stuff like that. So I'm like, why didn't you tell me this yesterday? Scratch yesterday. Why didn't you tell me this over the phone before I drove way out here to even come see you? He's like, because I just wanted to tell you face to face, like, it was just the right thing to do. And he was like, yeah, so me and Lele, we just gonna do our thing. You know, she told me that she found out she is pregnant. It was like strike. It was just like if somebody just hit me. It was like if one of the other people next to me grabbed their phone and hit me upside the head with it. I was just stuck like, and I'm just tearing up. And he was just like, yeah, like, you know, she did find out she was pregnant. She let me know. I don't know if you noticed or not. You know, I know. She came and seen me. And yeah, and when you wanted to see me, I was just like, you know, I really love her. I had to let her be first to see me, you know, because I was her first. So she had to be first at something for me. She had to be first. He was like, she had to be first at something to me. She had to be first to come see me. So that's why I let her come first. But Symone, I'm really sorry. Like, you know, like, and plus, like, you low-key ratchet. Y'all, this is me. I would have walked out at a visit, but all the visits at the same time, and the bus ain't gonna be there until this one time. So what's the point of go sitting outside in the lobby or sitting outside hot when I could literally just sit in here? So he like, you low-key ratchet, like you be ratchet as fuck with your friends. And you got them ratchet ass friends. Like, where'd you even meet them for real? That's why I didn't even want you to go to that damn school. Like, you wanted to go to that school, and it was just like, and nothing happened good for you. Like, we wouldn't even be in this situation. You wouldn't have been in here if I would never went to college. You wouldn't have been in jail if I didn't go to college. So I'm just sitting here like I'm stuck. I'm quiet. Like I'm stuck and I'm quiet. And it was like I'm just hearing him, but I'm hearing somebody on the other side. I love you too, baby. And it's just me. And he just like, yeah, like you really be ratchet as fuck. Like you be at parties shaking ass. And I be telling you how I feel about that. And like you be wearing them little shorts to the parties. And like, and you be doing too much. And it's like, you don't even got that much ass to even be doing all of that for real. But then you be doing it. And that's what be making me mad. And then the homeboy be trying to talk to you. Like, remember my homeboy was trying to talk to you that one time? And then I'm just like, this nigga just gonna kick me while I'm down. And it's just like, I'm gonna keep kicking. Because why the fuck is you making it worse? And I'm just like, my ass is a little big. What is he talking about? Like, I'm just stressed. I'm sitting here, so I'm crying. I was just like, all right, you said enough. You said enough. He's like, yeah, but nah, like, you know, I just got to do what's best for me. And what's best for me is going with somebody who's actually going to be there for me. So I was like, okay, it's cool. And then he was like, nah, for real, Symone, like, I really love you, though. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Bitch, you just called me ratchet with no ass. Is you okay? So I'm just like, but you should have just told me. At that point, I couldn't hold it in. I started crying. I'm like, you should have told me. I loved you. I love you. Y'all, I was crying so bad that this girl literally leaned back over her seat with her phone and looked at me like, how was you? She really looked like, what the fuck? I'm like, I loved you. I loved you so much. I'm like, you put me through so much. Let me talk regular. I'm like, you put me through so much. And I love, not my regular is still me crying voice, but it's a little better. Y'all can understand me a little better. So I'm like, oh, you put me through so much. And I'm over here, I'm like, and I was there for you through this and that, through everything. I'm like, you did this to me. You did that to me. You put a glizzy out of me. He like, don't be saying that up in here. I'm like, but you did. And you did this. And you did that. And you hit me. And you did this. And I'm just naming everything you did. And I'm like, and I kept coming back to you. And I was like, and I kept coming back to you. I kept giving you another chance. I'm like, because I felt like you were so poor. I'm like, I kept giving you another chance. I'm like, because I felt like your lifestyle and your upbringing was just so horrible that you was misunderstood and you just needed somebody to love you. Because I saw how I felt. I kept giving him a chance because I felt like he didn't come from the best background. He needs love. And that, fuck somebody. If you don't know how to adjust to the backgrounds that's better than the one you came from, I can't help you. So I'm like, I'm just like, and I helped you and you did this. And I'm like, and you stuck by my side when you said she was pregnant. Then she's not pregnant now. She's pregnant. Is she pregnant? Oh my God. I'm just crying. This is him. Man, cuz stop. Just stop all that crying for real. I'ma leave. I'ma walk out. I'ma end the visit. I was like, this nigga is heartless. This is a cold soul bitch. This nigga is colder than a motherfucking cold pizza. This nigga is cold. I'm crying my heart out to you and all you can say is stop all that crying or I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna walk away back to my cell. I was just like, I hate you. I hate you. Y'all, next thing you know, the girl on the side of me rubbing my back. I was like, I hate you. He was like, see, you doing too much. You already causing the scene. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, if this was Lele, she wouldn't even have to go through, like, she wouldn't do all of this. She would have just took it because when she knew we was back together, she didn't do all of this. So I was like, Joe, where's the ring? he was like, what? I'm like, where's the ring? Like, I just need the ring back. You said you was with Lele that night, so she got your stuff. She gave me the chain. Where's the ring? I need the ring back. So he was like, you need the ring back? Symone, what? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, what you gonna do? Give it to a nigga? What you gonna do with the ring? What you gonna... Y'all, it was really him doing all of this. And I'm sitting here just, like, crying. I was like, oh, da, 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 da. The security guard had to tell me, like, hey, you gotta calm down or you gotta go, because I was literally loud. Like, I was so mad. I wish I could break through that glass and whoop his ass with that motherfucking phone, because I was stressed. I'm like, no, you didn't bring me here to do this to me. Like, that shit was just crazy to me. So after the visit, like, literally when it was getting close down to it, I ended up just leaving. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I hung up the phone, and he was just still just sitting there like, and I left. I walked out and I left. And he looked sad. Maybe he wasn't sad. Let me not be delusional. That nigga wasn't sad. I didn't give a fuck. So I just left and I sat there and I was crying. When the people visit was over, she came out. She was like, are you okay? Like, what happened? Like, another girl booked your visit? No. The fuck, I wouldn't be here. So I'm like, no. I'm like, we broke up. She's like, girl, it's okay. Like, it's okay. She's like, my dude got a lot of homeboys up in there if you want to talk to him. Bitch, I don't want to talk to one. The hell? I didn't say I just really need a nigga in jail. No. So I was just like, no, it's okay. She was like, you okay though? Like, don't let him stress you out. She's like, sometimes I'll be up in here crying mad at my dude too. You'll be back next weekend. You'll be back. Don't worry about it. So I was like, the fuck? Like, girl, shut up. Like, you really started to piss me off. Ask me, do I want a different one up in here? So anyway, I ended up going home and I got in my car, y'all. I literally, before I went home, because I couldn't stay on that parking lot, I literally drove to... I drove to a gas station, parked my car, got in the back seat, and laid back there and cried, because it was no way I could drive home. It was no way I could drive home. I would have been crying, couldn't see. I laid in the back seat and cried. I fell asleep for like 2 hours in my back seat. Put my phone on airplane mode. I didn't want to talk to nobody because I was just so heartbroken, so stressed out. I finally ended up going home. I just felt numb. I'm just listening to music, not saying anything, just like numb. Oh my God. Stank trying to call me and ask me how it went. I'm not answering the phone. I took my phone off airplane mode. Joe tried, the nerve. This nigga Joe tried to call me. This nigga Joe tried to call me more than once. I didn't answer the phone, y'all. I had went home and I didn't answer the phone for him for like a good few days, because y'all know I still answer the eventually. But yeah, I didn't answer the phone for him because I was just like, you know what? This is your chance. And honestly, y'all, he made the best decision for me ever. It was a lot. It was so hard because I was stressed and I was just so sad, because I just was like disgusted at like how you could be with somebody, you could stick by their side, and they'll just do you wrong. That's why it's like, do not stay with somebody through the pain thinking that the love is gonna get better. No, they're supposed to love you first. The person is supposed to love you right the first time. It don't take as many times to get it right. How I get it right and you don't. No. Once somebody show you they're not who they are, you walk away. And at that point, I wish I would have known that for real, but I didn't clearly know that, because y'all see after that I had bad relationships. But oh, he made the best decision ever for me. Like, literally, it was crazy, because like later in life, I really had told him like, I want to thank you. Like, I thank you so much, because yeah, I mean, that relationship wouldn't have lasted no way, but I still would have took so much time and effort out of myself trying to be there for you or be that person for you, even though it wouldn't have lasted. Let's just be real. But it's just still like, I'm happy you did that. Like, I'm happy you did that. But it was really the nerve of you to break up with me. What? And that's why I was mad too, because I'm like, the fuck, I was supposed to break up with him. But I was so hurt. That girl over there posted stuff like, my Joey Bowie hoe ain't got no pictures. Y'all ain't took no pictures together. Remember I told y'all she said that she was pregnant. You think that lady had that baby? Do y'all think she had the baby? This hoe was a motherfucking troll. She was never pregnant. She was never pregnant. And I know y'all gonna think like, how do you know if she was pregnant or not? First of all, it's clear that she wasn't pregnant from when she said she thought you get pregnant the moment you have sex. Okay? Because if that was the case, how many kids would I have had? If that was the case, one. Anyway, but yeah, she was never pregnant. Like, to a long story short, because even though I stopped dealing with Joe and he kept calling me, I wouldn't answer the phone, whatever like that. Eventually I did answer the phone, and it was just a still world of trouble, because this nigga was just horrible. But like, we stopped talking. Like, after that, literally I went on with my life, and that's when I eventually ended up getting with Enemy, and I really wasn't answering the phone. It was nothing to talk about. We really went on without talking. And yeah, the girl, she would troll on Facebook like she was pregnant, but she was never pregnant. Only how I found out for real is when eventually, when like it was like months down the line, probably like a year later, Joe ended up randomly calling me, and I was just like, hey, like, you know, we was talking on the phone, and then he told me like, yeah, she was never pregnant. And yeah, she lied, she trolled. Y'all think Joe got bailed out? No, they ran off with his motherfucking money, period. He swore Lele didn't have shit to do with it. He swore she didn't have nothing to do with it. That hoe set you up. She did. Okay, yeah, she didn't have nothing to do with it, allegedly. Did I get my ring back? Yes, I did. I ended up giving the chain to his sister because I was like, I don't want to have no points with that, nothing to do with you. I didn't want to hold on to it and fake just to have you call me. I didn't want to have nothing to do with it, so I ended up giving the chain to his sister. I got my ring back. Lele was never pregnant. That hoe was a lie. After that whole situation, we probably talked like a few times for like the next month, because after that I didn't talk to him for like weeks. I did not answer the phone. He kept calling. So yeah, we didn't talk. So like probably the next month we probably talked like probably 4 to 5 times that next month. And after that it was nothing to talk about. Like after he got his chain, well, his people got his chain, I got my ring back, it literally was nothing to talk about. So yeah, we didn't talk. And then when we went months, literally almost a year without talking, it was crazy because no matter what, this dude always had eyes and ears on me. Like literally, the girl would be hitting me up, not Lele, but the girl who house he'd be at, she'd be hitting me up like, hey, Joe just wanted to say he loves you and he hopes you're doing okay. And I would just not reply because you worried about me for? I was moved on in a new relationship. Yeah, a bad one and not a good one, but yeah, still, so what? But yeah, it was just like bad, but I was so happy that he did cut that tie off, and it just was the best decision ever. And yeah, but it wasn't the end of that, because like I said, when he did reach back out to me, it was like a bad point in my life, and I would be nice to him, and every time I was nice to this man, he showed me why the fuck I shouldn't be nice to him. Every single time, till eventually one time I was just like, you know what, I'm cool. It was like after when me and Crazy was cool, and Crazy had said he had talked to him on the phone, which was weird as hell because why are you connecting with my ex, which is literally your evil twin? But that was weird. So yeah, after that, it was like Joe had ended up calling me, and I never even mentioned that I dated Joe too Crazy, because I'm not the type that's gonna be just talking about everybody I date. Like, oh, you want to see who I liked in 2nd grade? Oh, do you want to see who I talked to in the 5th grade? Oh, when I was in high school, it was him. You know, like, so I don't even know how they even knew each other or whatever. After that, I remember it was one time we had a conversation. I just told him, I was like, yeah, I have moved on. And I was like, yeah, I'm happy now. I'm in a relationship, da-da-da-da-da. Like, you know, we don't got nothing to talk about, and that was it. And then eventually, he would still always, like, repeatedly try to come back. Like, if I would post certain things, he would pop up there. And it just was weird. And these are things that's low-key kind of recent. So now I be like, yeah, post when I'm up out of here, because it's weird. But that was it for me and Joe for a long time. But that's not all the stories I got about Joe, though, of course. Because, like I said, we dealt with each other for years. But that's it for this story time, y'all. Part 2. Y'all see how I was stressed and depressed. But anyway, that's it for this story time. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Comment down, oh, before I say bye, comment down below with some stories that I mentioned that y'all want to hear. Even though I got a story that I think I'm gonna tell next, but we're gonna see, because y'all be telling me like, Symone, you mentioned this. So comment down below what I mentioned that I ain't told, because I owe y'all, for real. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace out.